Somehow he recognizes that's a screen. He gets over there and blows the play up. It's a really good play. All right, let's have a little fun watching these two guys play. Zack Baun, Nakobe Dean, film study. One thing that got overlooked a little bit in this game against the Packers in the wild card round of the playoffs because of Nakobe Dean's season-ending injury is how well these two linebackers played. So the Eagles have some big shoes to fill with Dean out for the rest of the playoffs, but let's take a look at what he did in this game and what Zack Baun did in this game. All right, first thing we got is 2nd down and 7. The Packers have the ball on their own 42-yard line. All right, we've got personnel group. We got 2 tight ends here and a back here. So that's going to be 12 personnel. 12 personnel, and the formation from the defensive perspective is 1 here. There's 3 on this side. This is a wing. This is a cut split. So this is cut, wing, 3, 1, cut. Cut, wing, 31, cut. All right. Now, the backfield is dot or home back. All right. We call it dot because it's like the dot of a lowercase I. All right. Or we can just call it home back because he's at home. Quarterback's under center, doesn't need a designation. All right. Here's Baun. Here's Dean. All right. We're going to take a look at this from this angle, and then we'll look at it from the other angle. Look how fast Nakobe Dean slashes through here and makes this. Now, he doesn't make the tackle, but he does make the play. All right. And then a couple guys finish him off. All right. Let's look at it from the other angle. So from this angle, we can see we're in an 8-man box. All right. This is an over front. We've got Jalen Carter right here, okay, in the 3 technique, offset to the strength. So we know this is an over front, all right? And Baun is responsible for this gap because this is an 8-man box. So 1 back, 1 gap. Dean's got the A gap here, all right? Now, when the play starts, Jacob steps to the defense's left, so both linebackers step to their left. You can see right there, they're both taking their first step to the left. Now, as we continue here, you can see Jalen Carter gets reached. All right. So what Dean is about to do is what's called a gap exchange. All right. He's basically just going to trade his A gap for Carter's B gap, and now he'll take the B gap. And I want you to watch how he does that. Okay. One thing to point out here. This center is going to get a piece of him, all right? And he feels that that's going to happen. Now, if he continues on this path like he's on right now, that center is going to wash him, all right? Will basically use his momentum to carry him past the ball carrier, hoping that the ball carrier can make a cut back inside, which he would be able to, all right? But Dean recognizes that he's about to get blocked, so he leans into it to take away some of that momentum. Watch. See how he just kind of leans into that block right there? That's a heads-up play right there. Savvy play. Okay, let's take a look at this play now. What we've got here is I think this is a 1st and 10 play, and the personnel group is 1 back, 1 tight end. Okay, so this is 11 personnel now. All right, so with 11 personnel, Cooper DeJean usually switches over to nickelbacker. All right, so he's out here playing nickelbacker. All right, the backfield the formation from a defensive perspective is we have 2 receivers to the left. We have a tight end and a cut split by a receiver here. So this would be 22 on cut. All right, 22 on cut. Backfield would be gun, quarterbacks and shotgun. The back is offset away from the tight end, so this is gun far. All right, now we're about to get a motion. Okay, so there goes motion. This is what's called an orbit motion, going over and around. All right. All that's really intended to do is draw the attention of the linebackers, okay? Now, I want you to watch what Dean and Baun do here. They're not fooled at all, okay? They're not even looking at that. They know that their key is the back first, right? So let's let this run through, and then we'll talk about how they fit it. Dean makes the play, big loss. Okay, here we are. So again, you can see we're in an over front again, right? Here's Jalen Carter here in a shade or a 2-eye really, but he's not the 3 technique, and he's away from the tight end. The 3 technique is to the tight end, so this is an over front. All right, now let's watch Dean and Baun here. Their eyes are locked. You can see their eyes as this play is developing, right? They might take a peek out at the motion just to see what's going on, but then their eyes are locked back on the back, right? Set to go. All right. They're looking through the back. They see the contradiction already. There's 2 pulling linemen. All right. There they go. 2 pulling linemen means they need to jump over their original gaps, right, and adjust their gaps. So what should happen here, what you'll see is Baun will just attack the very first open gap he sees and spill the first blocker he gets. All right. So he's inside out to the ball. Watch. Good. He beats the tight end to the spot. See, the tight end's trying to come down and wash him out, right? But Baun realizes that, ducks under it, stops Jacobs from running the path he was on, and Dean finishes it up. Let's go back one more time. Okay, they see the pullers go. They immediately go over the top. Boom. All right, and now what Dean is going to do is, since Baun is going to insert first, right off that double team block and go inside all the blockers, then Dean's just going to scrape right over the top of him, just like that, and then he can clean it up. Really nice. All right, next play. All right, here we go. We have 2nd and 10 now. Obviously, we're in the red zone. The Packers are in good scoring position here. 2nd and 10. We have an empty set. All right, we got a tight end here. All right, this might be a running back here. If it is, it's 11 personnel. All right, so we'll call it 11 personnel because that's probably a back. All right. We get motion from 11, okay, with I would call that a zig motion, all right? And basically he's just checking. They're just checking to see if they're in man coverage or not, all right? This doesn't really give much of an indication, and it turns out they're not in man coverage. They're in quarters coverage, all right? And you can tell because down here, Cooper DeJean, he's getting a jam, but he's playing the curl flat, all right? He's got the inside of 2 all the way to the sideline. All right, but what we're really going to pay attention to on this play is Nakobe Dean. Watch this. So Nakobe Dean's responsibility on this play is curl flat, right? We're in quarters coverage. That means there's 4 deep defenders. That means there's 3 underneath defenders. So DeJean is 1, Zack Baun is 2, and Nakobe Dean is 3, all right? As the outside defender of these 3, we have curl flat, all right? Curl flat means from the inside of 2 to the outside of 2, all right? So watch. Right now, number 2 is this tight end right here, 85, all right? So ball snap, it's obviously a pass. He's not in a big hurry to get depth, right? Because his number 2 is here, and that's who he's relating to. All right, now watch. At some point right now, he has realized that this is a screen. All right, the reason he probably realized that is if you watch how 85 turns right there, he's not pass setting anymore. Okay, we'll look at it from the other angle. But watch how quickly Nakobe Dean realizes this. He already knows it's a screen. Now, the biggest problem for a linebacker against a screen is letting a lineman get out on top of you, right, or letting him climb you. So in this case, he knows he's got to beat this offensive lineman to this spot to make this tackle. Otherwise, he's going to get in the way. He's going to basically run interference. It's like a pick play. So he beats him there, and he goes down. Let's go from the other angle. Unfortunately, this is the play Nakobe Dean tore his patellar tendon on, and he will miss the rest of the playoffs. But this is a hell of a play. All right, ball snap. I'm not exactly sure what tells him. It could be the second drop. There's a couple indications that will tell you that it's a screen, right? One of those is a quarterback does what's called a double drop. He starts a drop, he settles, right? And then watch, he drops a little further. He just drops back a little more, all right? And if we're looking at Dean's head, it does look like he's sort of looking at the quarterback. Somehow he recognizes that's a screen. He gets over there and blows the play up. It's a really good play. It's hard to tell exactly what happened here, but he tore his patellar tendon on this play. There's really no telling. Let's go back and see if we can tell. I'm not sure which leg it was. Anyway, great job reading the screen, sniffing that out, and making a play. There you go. Nakobe Dean, Zack Baun, 2 of the best in the league. Early in the season, I would have said that Nick Bolton and Drew Tranquill were the best combo of inside linebackers in the NFL. I think as the season's progressed, at this point, I'd have to give that designation to Nakobe Dean and Zack Baun. Really sad to see Nakobe Dean get hurt. Looks like he'll be out for the rest of the playoffs, but hopefully back again next season to pick up where he left off. Till next time.